Soul Land 2. Huo Yuhao reaches the titled Douluo level. This is going to be amazing. With that, Huo Yuhao's brand new character model has officially been revealed. His light blue armor looks absolutely incredible, and his facial features have become much more mature, finally giving him the confidence needed to challenge the Beast God. In the latest episodes of Soul Land 2, Huo Yuhao appears in his new Ice God of War armor, while Tang Wutong's updated design is equally impressive. Now the main protagonist, Huo Yuhao, is preparing for yet another transformation. The official reveal of his titled Douluo form showcases his stunning light blue armor in all its glory. In reality, after Huo Yuhao absorbed the creation pill, he already possessed combat power comparable to a titled Douluo. Although Tang Wutong has only now officially reached that realm, Huo Yuhao had been just one step away from it for quite some time. However, it wasn't because he was unwilling to break through. Instead, he deliberately chose an extremely difficult cultivation path. For Tang Wutong and almost every other soul master, advancing to the titled Douluo realm only required condensing a single soul core. While challenging, it was still the standard path. Huo Yuhao, however, had to condense 2 soul cores. He had already formed his first spiritual soul core after absorbing the dragon pill, and his goal was to cultivate the yin-yang complementary soul core method. Because of this, he delayed becoming a titled Douluo. Now that Huo Yuhao has completed the Sun-Moon Empire battles, found the Blue-Silver Emperor, and returned to Shrek Academy, he is finally ready to condense his second soul core and prepare for his breakthrough into the titled Douluo realm. Everything is finally in place. Not only has he obtained the primordial power of the 600,000-year-old mermaid princess, but he has also gained the mermaid princess as his spirit soul. Every requirement has now been fulfilled. Judging by the current pace of the story, we'll likely witness this breakthrough within the next few episodes, and the production team seems just as excited, revealing Huo Yuhao's new character model ahead of time. It is worth mentioning that the new titled Douluo Huo Yuhao model was not revealed directly by the animation studio but by the streaming platform itself, which updated the anime's promotional cover using his new design. The new appearance is incredibly eye-catching and features major changes throughout. His outfit has been completely redesigned with a far more original style, replacing his previous clothing with elegant light blue armor. The foundation is a form-fitting light blue robe decorated with golden patterns, giving it a noble and refined appearance that likely reflects his elevated status. In addition, the circular energy sphere on his chest appears to represent his second soul core, the ultimate Ice Soul Core, which serves as the key to his breakthrough into the titled Douluo realm. Huo Yuhao's facial features have also undergone a dramatic transformation. Previously, he had yet to become a true powerhouse, and his appearance still looked somewhat youthful. Now, after obtaining his title, his status has completely changed as he officially joins the ranks of the continent's strongest experts. Furthermore, despite only recently becoming a titled Douluo, Huo Yuhao's dual soul cores likely grant him combat strength comparable even to a super Douluo during actual battles. This evolution gives his face a noticeably more mature appearance, making his transformation feel complete. Even his hairstyle has changed, resulting in a much more commanding presence overall. Achieving the titled Douluo realm also marks the successful completion of Huo Yuhao's yin-yang complementary soul core cultivation. It is important to remember that the greatest obstacle standing between Huo Yuhao and godhood has always been the beast god, dragon god D Tian. Previously, Huo Yuhao avoided the resonant soul core method because D Tian possessed yin-yang complementary soul cores, making him even stronger than a rank 99 limit Douluo. By condensing his ultimate Ice Soul Core through the same yin-yang complementary method, Huo Yuhao finally places himself on equal footing and gains the confidence to challenge D Tian. As we can see, Huo Yuhao's journey to the top of the continent is far more than a simple story of obtaining greater power. It is an epic tale about surpassing the limits of both the human body and mind. His path toward becoming a titled Douluo and obtaining his 9th soul ring is truly unique because he had to complete this process twice for 2 completely different martial souls. Huo Yuhao's road toward the coveted rank 90 began with an extraordinary internal breakthrough. Unlike ordinary soul masters, who create only a single soul core, Huo Yuhao, thanks to his extraordinary talent and the guidance of his mentors, successfully condensed 2 soul cores, yin and yang. This granted him overwhelming advantages and allowed him to withstand a burden that would have completely destroyed an ordinary cultivator. Upon reaching rank 89, it was finally time to search for the 9th soul ring for his second martial soul, the Ice Jade Empress Scorpion. This ninth soul ring did not come from a single soul beast. Instead, it became the ultimate inheritance of the extreme north. After breaking through rank 90, Huo Yuhao officially became a true titled Douluo. According to tradition, every soul master who reaches this level chooses a title that reflects their true nature. Rather than emphasizing only one of his martial souls, Huo Yuhao combined them both and adopted the title Ling Bing Douluo, the Spirit Ice Douluo, or Ice Spirit Douluo. After completing the dangerous fusion of his ice spirit, Huo Yuhao finally achieved the greatest breakthrough of his life. A second soul core of ultimate ice formed inside his body, rotating in the opposite direction to his spiritual soul core. Through the yin-yang complementary method, both soul cores began functioning as a single system, creating an entirely new level of power. His body underwent a complete transformation, while the life energy of the Life Guardian Sword restored every injury he had sustained. However, this success came at a tremendous cost. After awakening, Huo Yuhao immediately noticed the Black Dragon reverse scale lying beside him. The scale DTon had once left inside his body. Now he had finally become powerful enough to remove it with his own strength. At that very moment, he sensed the beast god's presence above Shrek City and immediately realized that DTon had personally come for him. Even Elder Xian could not understand what was happening. He instantly sensed that DTon was no longer relying solely on his own strength, but was drawing power from a higher existence. Most terrifying of all, even Taoyu's martial soul, which possessed supreme dragon authority and had previously suppressed DTon, was now nearly forced to bow before the beast god. Yet the most terrifying, majestic, and unforgettable chapter of Huo Yuhao's soul rings would still involve his first martial soul, the Spirit Eyes. He obtained its ninth soul ring only after already becoming a titled Douluo, and that event became one of the bloodiest and most epic battles in the history of the Great Stardow Forest. What do you think about the new appearance of titled Douluo Huo Yuhao? Let me know in the comments below. Huo Yuhao's transformation into a titled Douluo represents far more than just another power-up. It marks the moment when years of preparation, sacrifice, and relentless determination finally begin to pay off. From this point onward, every battle he faces will test not only his newfound strength, but also whether he truly has what it takes to stand against the strongest beings on the continent. His greatest challenges are still ahead, and the confrontation with DTon promises to become one of the most unforgettable moments in Soul Land 2. Thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.